to start off with, it would be great if you could give me like a 1 minute brief about your event and what were your main goals.
Yeah, sure. So we actually run multiple events here at our company, but the main one that we have implemented Eventify on is our annual summit. So this year was our third time running that event. It's a 3-day conference with a gala dinner and 2 days worth of speakers. Um, we have been trying to enhance the experience, I suppose, over the years as we've been going and encourage a lot more interaction or engagement from our audience. So Eventify obviously was a really good solution for us in that respect. So we had literally signed up, I think it would have been about a month or two before the event this year. So we tried to use as much as we possibly could out of it at that point. So we transferred all of our tickets in, we got the custom app set up, and were able to use that at the event. So we were able to scan the tickets on people coming through. We were able to push out those notifications to people through the app, have our schedule in there as well. So we were able to achieve a lot more engagement from our attendees this year. And then since having that success, we've obviously now scrutinized every last corner of Eventify to figure out what we can add and do better for our event next year. And we actually literally just last week finished our plan of what we're going to do and how we're going to implement nearly every single feature that's available for next year's event.
Okay, great. Who would you say was the target audience for the annual summit, and what were the footfalls that you saw? Like how many attendees showed up?
Our market are owners of residential building companies, so they're all business owners. They'll usually come in pairs, whether it's a married couple or something that is running the company. This year at this year's event, we had about 100 and I want to say about 130 builders actually attended or bought tickets and attended the event, and then we had about 13 sponsors and about 15 speakers on top of that as well, who we also utilise the app with them too.
Okay. And were there any specific challenges or obstacles that you faced either during the planning phase or the execution phase of the event?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with us was having something. Sorry, I'm just trying to think how to word this. Like the ticketing side of things, I suppose we've kind of run everything for our summits from our CRM previously. So we use HubSpot, and obviously HubSpot is just not it's just not designed for this kind of thing. So it was very much like automated marketing emails. It looks like a ticket, but it's not really a ticket. It doesn't have the I guess the feel of like if you bought a concert ticket, you know what I mean? You get those like predetermined reminders and you can put it in your phone wallet and all of that kind of thing. So that's something that we really wanted because we sell the event for the full 12 months in the lead up. People can buy the ticket in 11, 12 months before the event. And we've had people that have forgotten that they've bought a ticket. So having that feature of having a physical ticket in something for them has made a huge difference for us keeping that event top of mind. Um, and yeah, on top of that, just having another communication channel for them. Obviously, emails can get lost, they can just get deleted. SMSs are usually ignored, but having an in app notification, it's from us, goes straight on their phone, can't miss it. So it's been huge for us as well.
Mm. So you mentioned that you were using HubSpot at some point to automate certain aspects. Was there any other event technology you were using before Eventify?
Not at all. It was all run from HubSpot from our CRM. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the transition like to Eventify? Because now I think you could automate a few more things than before. So what was that transition like? Adoption also for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously took a little bit of work for us to set things up in the beginning, but in terms of the time that was spent to do that and the time that has saved us for our more frequent events. So, as I said, we do multiple events a year. So, we have usually one or two a month of smaller events. We've been using the ticketing and Eventify to help with those as well. And it's saved us about 40 to 60 minutes per event in the registration process and getting our own internal systems updated with who's attended and who's not. Um, yeah, that's probably the biggest thing for us.
Um, That's really good to hear. That's great positive feedback for us. Kayla, you did mention a few features along the way, but were there any specific features that come to mind right now that you felt were like a game changer for the summit?
Yeah, absolutely. Ticketing, obviously, a huge one for us, which I know I've talked about a lot. Sponsors as well is huge. Our sponsor, um, the sponsors that we're signing up is constantly growing for the events that we're doing, and we're managing so many events at a time. Like we'll have 20 to 30 per year, and potentially between 5 to 20 sponsors per event as well. So it can get really complex. And having that set up in Eventify of you're a sponsor, you go and set up your own profile and just display yourself the way that you want has taken a huge load off of our team. There was a lot, obviously, our marketing team were creating the images, writing a description for them, and setting that up for them previously. But being able to, let them do that has been a huge time saver for us. Speakers will be a new one that we'll end up using for Summit next year as well, from the similar perspective of allowing them to add their own profiles and have all of that set up. Um, yeah, that's probably the main ones that I can think of off the top of my head.
And what was the attendees' experience like of the event? Did you get any gauge any feedback or anything of that sort?
Yeah, definitely. They always try to uh, really put on quite a luxe experience, I suppose, for our events, because we do target home builders. They're usually a little rough around the edges and they don't get to experience the finer things in life. So we try to give it to them. And then, being able to add on to that with the other technology and experience in that way has obviously enhanced their experience as well.
Okay, that's great to know. Um, and Kayla, was there like a specific moment during your event journey where you felt like, okay, I'm glad I'm using Eventify because probably I could solve this problem that has just sprung up much easier than probably otherwise.
Yeah, definitely. I think the ticketing and registration process has probably been the biggest game changer for us. It's really, I guess, streamlined that process of on site the guests coming in. From like a personal perspective, for me, the company would fly me out to every single city to manage that process for them. But now that is so easy and it's like significantly shorter time than what it used to be. I don't have to be there every time anymore. So it's taken a lot. I don't have to, disrupt my normal day to day. Whoever is already going to the event and presenting the event can manage that process without having an additional person with them. So obviously that's saving me time. It's saving the company a lot of money trying to fly me around to different cities and putting me up for a night as well.
Such a win-win for everyone. That's good.
Yeah, win-win for everybody.
Um, and what's like one thing you would tell other event managers about Eventify if you just had to give them a word about Eventify?
Yeah, absolutely. I think to it's obviously hard with this kind of stuff to justify a cost of a software because it's not like you buy the thing and it directly makes you money. So it's really hard, I know, for some people to justify that kind of thing. But I would probably say if you quantify the amount of time that you're putting into a lot of the effort that goes into the planning and the on-site things at events, what Eventify can save you will pay for itself, basically.
Um, so Kayla, what did success look like for your event? Um, and I know that question can be a little confusing, so I'll just elaborate. Like, a lot of times it is quantifiable, obviously, but then there are also times when you feel like, okay, the experience of what my attendees felt was probably different, better. So, how would you define the success of your event?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously you would we'd probably quantify it first in terms of the tickets that are sold to come to an event for us, which then probably leads into the return rate as well, which is something that we've seen growing year on year for our summit. Is the percentage of people that come one year and then immediately repurchase to come the next year is growing. I'm hoping that yes, the Eventify is going to help with that over the years to come as well. Um, and then engagement as well, and just like kind of continuing the conversation during the event and after the event as well. I know that it can kind of like the event starts and everything kind of just like falls off a cliff and no one talks about it anymore. But I think having a platform where it's specifically for the attendees to come in there, they can have discussions with other people, they can remember a session that they heard from a speaker the next week and they can find that speaker and message them and ask them a question. Having that constant engagement and I guess keeping the experience of the event fresh in mind for longer, and then that generally translates into that retention and the rebuy. Yeah.
And Kayla, you've been in the event space for a while, right? So you have like a good understanding of what's going on and everything else. So what, according to you, do you think is like the future of event technology? And if you could highlight a few exciting things that attendees could expect at your upcoming event, that would be great.
Yeah. Mm, I think obviously AI is going to be playing a massive part in all future of anything, including events. Whether that is within technology of software like Eventify and from the planning perspective, but also to help enhance the experience, I suppose, for those attendees. I think I saw a video of maybe something that was coming to Eventify, like a chatbot or something like that, that talks to all the things and you can ask it questions about everything that's going on. That's the kind of thing I think that can revolutionize an event. Um, and sorry, what was the second part of your question?
Second part was, is there anything exciting that, attendees can expect at your next event?
Yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of our summit, I suppose we our next one is going to be in June next year. We've got a fresh lineup of another 15 industry speakers who are all experts in their fields. So, some up to date, exciting updates, I suppose, on the building industry and all the things that the builders can benefit from to run their companies a little better.
That's great. Skila, we're at the end of the interview, but if there's anything else you would like to add, please feel free to do so if anything does come to mind.
Yeah, no, really excited. We love Eventify. We are real pumped to be able to start using more of the features now as well. So yeah, and I appreciate your time too and being flexible with me so I don't have to meet you at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No worries at all. Thank you so much and appreciate you taking the time and doing this. And yeah, all the best for you and the future. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Kayla. Bye bye.
Thank you.